з боротьби.
Так, з боротьби це неймовірно.
Але ж це життя то боротьба, правильно?
Боротьба повинна в житті бути. Якщо вони будуть боротися, то боротьба буде.
Listen, my strategy is win. Enough.
I think that he'll do that, Oleksandr Usyk, is because Usyk is that guy he'll want to go down as not just one of the greatest to ever do it, but the greatest to ever do it. And I think that by beating the young kid that everybody's talking about as being the next king of this new generation.
Oleksandr Usyk has just turned the heat all the way up by leaking brutal training footage and sending a chilling warning to Moses Itauma. Usyk is making it clear he is in destructive shape and ready to punish anyone who steps in. At the same time, he reminds Moses to stay sharp for Jermaine Franklin, because that fight will be no walkover either. Usyk is already mapping out his next steps with absolute clarity. He's thinking ahead, ready for Deontay Wilder and Moses Itauma alike, showing that his ambition and focus remain unmatched. Every fight he plans is calculated, every opponent measured. Moses Itauma faces a monumental challenge, stepping into the ring with a master of the division, where survival alone will be no small feat.
I think 2-3 fights more. For me, next year fight, I want fight with, I say.
Moses Itauma tries to play it cool, but the reality is stark. Facing Oleksandr Usyk isn't just another fight, it's a tactical nightmare for any young heavyweight. Moses' talent is undeniable, but Usyk's experience and precision make him a predator in the ring. Every jab, feint, and movement will be tested. Moses must balance confidence with caution, because underestimating Usyk could be disastrous. Fans are intrigued to see if Moses' raw skill can survive against one of the best tacticians in boxing today.
About the route you're going.
There's some good fights to be made. That's a consideration we'll look at.
Usyk next.
We're going to sit down. We're not making any decisions tonight. We'll consider all.
Johnny Nelson makes a compelling point. Moses Itauma is the future, but facing Usyk now could stunt that potential. Usyk is a master of timing, movement, and tactical precision, and a young fighter like Moses may not yet be ready to absorb such pressure. Sometimes delaying a fight can shape a champion's career better. Moses' talent is clear, but this isn't just about ability. It's about surviving a war in the ring against a man who has already perfected his craft over years of elite competition.
Potentially another rising heavyweight that can dominate the division. Why spoil it? Just think, you know what? Sometimes you've got to lose a battle to win a war. So I'd be a bit smart. And I'm not saying it gets turned over by Usyk because you don't know how good this kid is. What I'm saying is, I just won't do it. It's not a risk because he's the future. Usyk's at the stage where he's probably 1 or 2 fights ready to walk away. Moses is 20 years old, so he's the guy that will actually...
Spencer Oliver recognizes Moses Itauma's explosive talent and domination at his level, yet against Oleksandr Usyk, that dominance may not translate. Talent alone isn't enough to counter Usyk's ring IQ and precision. Moses may feel unstoppable now, but Usyk's patience and calculation in the ring create situations where even elite fighters are caught off guard. This fight will challenge Moses on every level, forcing him to adapt, evolve, and show not only strength and skill, but also mental resilience against a seasoned and highly intelligent champion.
Like, you know, if you're good enough, you're old enough. And I think that's where Moses Itauma fits right now. You just go, there's no one that is even coming close to touching him. And the only guy...
Adam Smith admires Moses Itauma's style, attitude, and raw ability. And it's clear the young heavyweight is a rising star. Yet, Usyk represents a different challenge entirely. Moses' speed and power are impressive, but facing a fighter who can exploit timing and angles so perfectly is a true test. This is a fight where potential meets experience, and Moses must show maturity beyond his years. Fans are left wondering if his skills and mindset are ready to handle a tactical genius like Usyk.
Kid on the block, Moses Itauma, who looks absolutely extraordinary, and for me, he ticked all the boxes. I like his attitude, I like his style, southpaw, hard-hitting, moves so well. He's going to be very, very difficult to to sort of deter. So it's an interesting one because, yeah, is this too soon for Moses, or is this just the right fight at the right time?
Derek Chisora sums it up perfectly. Usyk is a different beast. Moses Itauma is talented, but this fight is far beyond just testing skills. Usyk's experience, movement, and ring IQ make him a nightmare opponent. Stepping into the ring with him now is not just a challenge, it's a high-stakes trial by fire. Moses must prove not only his power and technique, but also his composure and strategic intelligence to survive and thrive against a fighter of Usyk's caliber.
Is it Oleksandr Usyk or is that too soon?
Leave Usyk alone. Usyk's a beast, man. Different beast. Different beast.
Duke McKenzie nails it. Usyk's experience is the ultimate equalizer in boxing. Moses Itauma may have raw power and youthful energy, but right now, Usyk's timing, precision, and fight IQ make him untouchable. It's a different level of boxing intelligence where instinct meets strategy. Moses may be a future star, but facing Usyk at this moment is a high-risk scenario. Youth and aggression might falter against a champion who controls pace, distance, and rhythm. This fight is...
If he has the more experience on his side, Itauma,
Absolutely.
another 4 or 5 fights down the line, then you're looking at an absolute wrecking ball. Then he would beat everybody put in front of him.
But
nobody's going to. Yeah, nobody's going to beat.
Saturday who's going to give him hands. That's what he was saying. He wanted them out.
Nobody beats Usyk right now.
Do you think it's...
Usyk's team acknowledges Moses' talent, but doesn't underestimate the danger. This isn't about disrespect, it's about strategy and career management. Moses' impressive wins showcase his potential, yet stepping into the ring with Usyk now is like testing fire with raw meat. Every punch, angle, and defensive move must be precise, and any misstep could be costly. Usyk's experience guarantees that he sees the patterns before they unfold, making Moses' youth a liability if he overcommits. This fight is not only physical, but mental. A challenge where discipline, patience, and strategy will define the outcome more than sheer power.
Last fight, Itauma, is good fight. Turkey is good man. This organizate more big fighter, more big event, and we see what we do, what next step, and we see what proposition with about Turkey.
Tony Bellew highlights the contrast perfectly. Size isn't everything when Usyk can neutralize opponents with technique, footwork, and vision. Moses' talent is undeniable, but technical mastery is the great equalizer. Usyk's ability to adapt mid-fight, control distance, and dictate the pace exposes any gaps in Moses' experience. This fight will be a true test of whether raw talent and youthful energy can survive against a seasoned, intelligent champion. Moses must elevate every aspect of his game: defense, timing, power, and composure, because underestimating Usyk's intelligence and technical brilliance could be catastrophic for the young contender.
The only thing that I worry about with Moses is the size, but ultimately, as we've seen now, size becomes irrelevant because look what Oleksandr Usyk's done. This guy's gone out and beaten everyone, including me. He's exceptional. So I don't think Moses is going to be as technically as good as Oleksandr Usyk, but he's the next in line. I think he's the future of the heavyweight division. I think he's an outstanding talent.
Moses Itauma shows awareness of the danger, acknowledging that any heavyweight fight can end instantly. This mindset is crucial. Overconfidence could be fatal against Usyk. Moses is talented and powerful, but facing a technical genius like Usyk requires calculated aggression and mental resilience. One wrong step or reckless punch could shift the fight instantly. His youth brings speed and unpredictability, yet Usyk's mastery ensures every move is countered with precision. This fight will test Moses' ability to stay composed under extreme pressure, blending courage with strategy to survive the storm that Usyk will bring.
Genuinely feel that this fight could go early?
Oh man, we're all heavyweights here, man. Any fight can end at any point. So I'm not delusional. I know what.
Adam Smith is blunt, but realistic. Moses has world-class potential, but isn't ready to face the very elite. Usyk represents a level of craft, composure, and tactical intelligence that can overwhelm a young fighter like Moses if he isn't fully prepared. This isn't about doubting Moses' skill. It's about timing and experience. Young fighters need to mature, and rushing into a battle with Usyk could hinder long-term development. Moses' challenge is immense, balancing aggression with strategy, power with precision, and confidence with caution. Only by respecting Usyk's experience can Moses hope to survive and learn from such a high-level encounter.
Is he ready? I think he could beat most heavyweights in the world, with the exception possibly of Usyk and maybe Dubois, possibly AJ. The top 3 or 4, he's not ready for them yet. Could he beat?
Amir Khan makes an essential point about Moses Itauma's development. At just 20, he's still learning the nuances of the heavyweight division, and rushing him into a fight with Oleksandr Usyk could be catastrophic. Youthful energy and raw talent are impressive, but experience, timing, and tactical awareness are what decide fights at the top. Usyk is a master of distance, rhythm, and strategy, and Moses must be ready not just physically, but mentally. This isn't a punishment, it's guidance. Letting Moses build confidence, learn pacing, and understand how to survive against elite fighters. Every fight now shapes his future. Taking it slow allows him to.
At his peak, I'm looking at the inactivity, I'm looking at the stages of both fighters fight, and the styles and assets of both fighters, and weaknesses of both fighters. And I would have been surprised if he'd have got out of 2-3 rounds, did you? But even though
Gareth A. Davies raises a fascinating strategic consideration. The timing of Moses Itauma versus Oleksandr Usyk is critical for both careers. Usyk's legacy is intact, and he will pick fights carefully to maintain it, while Moses' window to face a top-tier legend is narrow. This fight is a high-stakes calculation. Push Moses too early, and he risks being overwhelmed. Wait too long, and Usyk might retire or move on. Money, prestige, and legacy all play into this equation. Moses must balance ambition with strategy, understanding that a loss against Usyk now could slow his rise. For Usyk, timing ensures he faces challengers when he can fully control the outcome. Mentally, Moses must manage pressure and expectation, while Usyk remains calm, calculating, and experienced. The fight isn't just physical, it's chess with enormous consequences. Fans are left anticipating whether Moses' youthful hunger can overcome Usyk's seasoned intelligence.
I'm sure that Usyk will want to fight Moses if he's 40 already. So maybe the clock is ticking. The clock is clicking. The clock is ticking for Moses to fight Usyk before he's 40. Maybe as well, he won't want to ruin his legacy, but maybe if Turki Al-Sheikh wants to see the fight, put up enough money, maybe he will fight him, and maybe the legacy will be ruined. But maybe if he fights him before he's 40, is the risk bigger for...
Dave Coldwell perfectly frames the looming challenge for Moses Itauma. Confidence is essential, and Moses has the belief to face anyone, including Oleksandr Usyk, but ambition alone won't be enough. Usyk may be aging, but experience, skill, and fight IQ remain unmatched. Every move Moses makes will be analyzed, exploited, and countered by a master technician. This fight is not simply about raw power or momentum. It is about patience, anticipation, and calculated aggression. Moses' ambition must be tempered with strategy, ensuring he doesn't rush and expose weaknesses. Facing Usyk now will test not only his skill, but his mental toughness. Can Moses withstand the intelligence, precision, and adaptability of a fighter who has dominated every challenge thrown at him? This isn't just a fight, it's a proving ground where Usyk's legacy meets Moses' potential, and only the strongest and smartest can survive unscathed.
He's a fighter, he's a winner, he's got plenty of ambition, and he truly believes that he can go in there and beat any man in the world right now, and that includes Oleksandr Usyk. Do I personally think it's too soon? Yes, I do. Usyk's he's a different breed, he's a different fighter. Yes, he's getting older. Now, he will...
The stage is set, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Oleksandr Usyk is a seasoned heavyweight maestro whose precision, timing, and ring IQ have dismantled every opponent in his path. And now, Moses Itauma faces the ultimate test of his fledgling career. This isn't just a fight, it's a collision of experience versus youth, cunning versus raw ambition. Usyk's legacy is untouchable, but he is human, and age and wear are slowly creeping in, meaning one slip, one miscalculation, and Moses could shock the world. Moses comes in with confidence, power, and speed, believing he can topple the king, yet every analyst warns this might be too soon. Mentally, Usyk thrives under pressure, reading opponents and controlling the pace, while Moses will need to stay disciplined, patient, and avoid letting adrenaline dictate his decisions. The difference will likely come down to composure, preparation, and the ability to adapt mid-fight. If Usyk wins, he cements his dominance further, adding another chapter to his legend. If Moses shocks the world, he announces himself as the future of the division. This fight is high drama, high stakes, and fans everywhere are waiting with bated breath. Are you backing Oleksandr Usyk to outclass Moses Itauma? Or is Moses ready to pull the upset? Drop your thoughts below.